A NASCAR driver just experienced a complete breakdown on live radio during one of the season's most shocking moments. What happened at Dover Motor Speedway wasn't just about penalties and poor performance. It was about watching someone unravel in real time, and the fallout has divided an entire fan base. The story goes far deeper than a bad race. Natalie Decker arrived at Dover already under immense pressure. She had been heavily criticized following her performance at Watkins Glen the previous week, where she was black flagged for not meeting minimum speed requirements. Before the green flag even dropped at the EcoSave 200, her mental state was fragile. One mistake at Dover could spell disaster, and that's exactly what happened. The race began on lap 1 with the first catastrophe. Decker received a penalty for pulling out of line before the finish zone. Then, while serving that penalty, she committed another critical error, speeding on pit road, which resulted in another penalty. Before the race was even in full swing, the damage was done. But the worst was yet to come. By the time the black flag came out for failure to maintain minimum speed, Decker had completed only 81 of 200 laps, just 40% of the race. She would finish 34th. The racing verdict was clear. This performance was unacceptable. But here's where the story transforms from a simple racing narrative into something far more disturbing. In her own post-race statement, Decker admitted the critical truth. I got a penalty at the drop of the green flag, and I am not going to lie. I am really disappointed in myself because after all those penalties, mentally, I never recovered. This wasn't a mechanical failure. This was a mental surrender. Before you continue watching, if you're enjoying real NASCAR breakdowns and authentic racing analysis like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're on a mission to reach 5,000 subscribers, and we need your support. Subscribe now, hit the like button, and share this video with fellow NASCAR fans who need to see what really happened at Dover. Your engagement means everything to us. The real shock came through the scanner audio. For decades, NASCAR drivers have screamed, cursed, and vented their frustrations over team radios. It's part of the sports culture. Kyle Busch has legendary outbursts. Tony Stewart is infamous for his radio rants. Dale Earnhardt Jr. had iconic moments of frustration, but this audio sounded fundamentally different. Even longtime fans recognized something was seriously wrong. Josh Riom, her team owner, attempted to calm her down during the race. Let's remember what's on our truck and just bring it to the garage, right? Her response revealed the depth of her crisis. I feel like a failure if I do that, and I'm probably going to get suspended. This wasn't typical race anger. This was someone experiencing genuine human distress in real time. Then came the moment that went viral. Decker's voice, cracking with emotion, delivered a statement that would define the entire weekend. I'm sorry, Josh. I'm not going to come back to the Truck Series. She then added, Derek can take it from here. I'm taking the O'Reilly Series. But the most haunting line came next. The amount of hate I'm going to get online for this is just going to be insane. I'm not ready. She predicted her own viral meltdown while it was happening. She knew exactly what social media would do to her. Within hours, the scanner audio had spread across Twitter, TikTok, and every major NASCAR news outlet. What started as a rough race became one of the biggest stories of the entire season. The controversy wasn't just about her poor performance. It was about the nature of her breakdown. Josh Riom's team radio communication revealed something critical. He wasn't escalating the situation or attacking Decker. He was de-escalating, expressing concern about a person, not just a driver. His focus was on managing the situation safely, pointing out her mental health awareness paint scheme while trying to help her through the moment. This wasn't a crew screaming at an incompetent driver. This was a team worried about someone in crisis. Then came the contradiction that confused everyone. In her post-race statement, Decker claimed, I am going to push myself to get through this and control what I can control moving forward and show up to my next race with a smile on my face and fire in me to keep doing what I love. The question immediately arose. Did she mean what she said on the radio about quitting? Or did she mean what she said in her statement about coming back? Which version was the real Natalie Decker? The internet response was brutal and divided. On one side, the critics were unforgiving. Harsh comments flooded social media, with some suggesting she had no business racing, that she embarrasses the sport, and some even bringing gender and political arguments into their attacks. But more concerning was Kevin Harvick's incredibly public and damaging statement. The legendary NASCAR driver said, "I'm in the zero sympathy category. I think that racing is something that either you're good at or you're not, and I don't like to see a mockery made out of what our sport is. We have so many great up-and-coming female drivers. And you look at what Danica Patrick did, and you look at Catherine Legg." Harvick went further, mentioning Jada Vidisian, Isabella Robusto, and other female drivers he felt were doing it the right way. He concluded, "I have zero sympathy for throwing a temper tantrum." A NASCAR legend had publicly declared she had no business doing this and suggested her behavior damaged other female drivers trying to succeed in the sport. However, other supporters pushed back, arguing that breaking down under pressure shouldn't be celebrated or mocked. They pointed out that mental health in racing is real, that pressure is extreme, and that everything is magnified under public scrutiny. Some noted that female drivers face amplified criticism for mistakes that male drivers make regularly without facing the same character attacks. The statistics paint a sobering picture of Decker's 2026 season. Her average finish stood at 35.0 across 2 Truck Series starts, with 101 total laps completed out of 274 possible. Her previous week at Watkins Glen resulted in a black flag. Her career best is a 5th place finish at Daytona in 2020, but those high points feel distant compared to her current struggles. The numbers simply don't support an elite-level racer at the Truck Series level. This wasn't just about one bad night. Watkins Glen criticism combined with the Dover collapse created weeks of mounting pressure. The garage would remember this. Teams would remember this. Sponsors would remember this. NASCAR would remember this. Her next green flag might very well be the biggest start of her entire racing career. The unanswered questions remain significant. Was this a racing mistake or a panic attack? Is she genuinely quitting or just experiencing desperation in a moment of crisis? What will sponsors decide? Will she show up to her next race calm and focused, or will the pressure consume her again? And fundamentally, does her breakdown hurt other female drivers trying to break into NASCAR as Harvick suggested? Or is that an unfair standard to place on her? So here's what we need from you right now. Comment below and tell us, are you Team Decker or Team Harvick? Do you think the criticism is justified or have people gone too far? Share your thoughts because this conversation is far from over. If you enjoyed this real NASCAR breakdown and analysis, please like, comment, and share this video with everyone in your NASCAR community. We're building something special here at NASCAR Racing Today, and we need your voice in this debate. One thing is certain, Dover changed something. Whether that's permanent or temporary remains to be written. The next race will tell us everything, and the entire NASCAR world will be watching.